Tonight's stories.
Meat-based.
Locked in the fridge.
Naked husband.
That bridesmaid.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Comfort Level Podcast. I'm Madi, and I'm here with...
Brando.
Sam.
That's Jay.
And SJ! Oh, my God.
Hey, guys.
He's here.
I'm here.
Is this something we can say now? Is there an announcement that we can make with coming with SJ?
There is an announcement to be made.
Okay. Let's hear the announcement.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to make the announcement.
Oh, you can't.
Okay.
I guess Maddie
can't
will.
be
Okay,
the
so we
announcer
have
of the
some news.
announcement.
You guys have been asking for a long time, why isn't Sadia in every single episode? And we asked her that ourselves.
That's
And
$1
she
question.
said, guys, I'm busy. But then we kind of kept asking her, and she was reading the comments, and she was like, maybe I'm not that busy. So
That's what happened. I didn't know.
that's literally what happened. That's literally what happened.
I didn't think we were going to put her out like that.
So now we're filming with Sadia every single week.
Yeah.
So she is going to be in almost every single episode. There might be like one or two episodes where she's not in, but we try and do those like extra back-to-back episodes. So she's probably going to be in almost every single episode.
SJ in the building.
Officially.
The people are getting what they want.
The people are getting what they want.
We're giving it to the
We're
people.
getting what we want.
We do. We are. We're getting what we want.
I don't
We're
care
giving
about
it to the people.
Yeah, I care about them.
Sam, you can't.
I care about me.
I care
And
about
I feel good now.
Ottoman's this your leader?
Rise up.
Is that who y'all claiming?
That's it.
Yeah, they are.
So, Sadia, welcome.
Oh, thanks,
Oh my
guys.
God.
Oh my God.
Yes.
It
Honestly, I
feels
already-
different
I feel
now.
like I'm at home, honestly.
This is exciting.
Because she's like a part of it now. It feels weird
She's in
and
it.
different.
This is her chair now.
I feel like
She takes it
this
home.
is my chair.
I'm like, please don't take it home. But
I'll
The
probably
way
move
she
all
said
up
that
right
back
now,
was
but
like-
we'll put it in the bag.
Yeah. I've been wanting a new chair.
And honestly, this swivel's so nice.
It's so good.
and I
swivel.
think this is a good spot, right? Like me and Brandon are sitting next to each other. Sadia and Sam are facing off.
Like
And
in a-
I'm next-
in a friendly manner.
Well, it feels like that sometimes you guys face off. And then cousins are next to each other. Because that was a big thing for you guys for a long time.
I think this might be the perfect configuration.
I think so.
I think
Well,
so.
Maddie
Two
can maybe
besties.
insert the hurtful thing she said to me earlier. Meat paste. Don't
Meat
wanna talk about
paste.
it, boyfriend. You wanna about it, teenage.
Meat
It's working out
paste.
in the end. Brace face. Y'all never watch Brace Face?
No.
No.
Okay.
He's like, let's get this show on the road.
When I come out, 86.
Yo, y'all know that one.
And sometimes you feel like you find out who people really are. You find out who people really are.
After that milkshake comment, I had to
No,
come.
I'm a
that sound
bystander.
an
And I
attack
feel
on her.
like we're even.
You came blessed.
I feel like we're even at this point.
She said, was it 86? Yeah.
You see?
That was good. Yeah, SJ. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, the thing that Sadia said
Yeah.
earlier.
I don't remember that, Sam.
It's something I have not been able to stop thinking about since you said it. So
Maybe you should
we
move
are,
on
maybe
from
we are
past.
facing off.
I think maybe we just, just accept the moment right now. That was the past.
That's right, Sam.
Like 86, Also the past. Not saying that as a joke. I'm just saying that's in the past.
The way you set it up.
There's no way that wasn't a joke.
I just celebrate
Your eyes
good times.
twinkle.
Come on.
You know I like this song.
This is an old song from 86.
Now all three of y'all? All three of y'all for real?
Okay, I'm gonna be like, he's the one who, I'm like, is there not a newer song that we can say?
I was even born after 86. It's crazy.
You know that song, Back on 74? Have we heard that?
This is off to a great start.
This is good.
This feels good.
I feel like the universe is right again.
I want to make an announcement. This will be my last episode.
We haven't had a last episode quitting that joke in a long time.
And it's finally here.
Sam, don't go.
Okay.
He's like, okay,
okay,
that's
okay.
fine.
I also just lock you in the fridge like this first story.
Oh, and he said first. He said first.
He's a professional. He knows what he's doing.
Yes.
Rainy, you're good. I want to be good like you one of these
Starting off
days.
strong.
Yeah.
That was great.
Am I the asshole for locking the office fridge after someone kept stealing my lunch?
You locked the whole fridge?
The office fridge? Yeah. You better figure something out.
The entire fridge?
If I'm going to get my food, I'm like, what? Where's my food?
So everybody's checking in with you when they need to pull
that's
something out of the
crazy. You're
fridge?
the asshole for that.
Not the checklist.
Yeah.
I, 34 male, work in a small office with about 10 people. We share a communal kitchen, including one fridge. Over the past month, my lunch has been stolen 5 times. Not just random snacks, entire homemade meals I bring from home, gone without a trace. It's not just frustrating, it's expensive and messes up my day. I mentioned it a couple of times in the group chat, like, hey, someone's been taking my lunches, please stop. Either everyone ignored it or sent vague messages like, oh, that sucks. Or some people are the worst, but no one took responsibility. So I bought a mini fridge and I put it under my desk. Nothing fancy, just enough to hold my meal and a drink. I also put a little lock on it just for the extra peace of mind. Since then, no more stolen lunches.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last Friday, one of my coworkers, I'll call her Dana, 29 female, confronted me during lunch and said, it's kind of weird and selfish that I had a personal fridge. She said it made me look paranoid and not part of the team.
Dana.
I said I was tired of my food being stolen and this was the only solution that worked. She said I just should have brought stuff that I wouldn't care about losing, like snacks or microwave meals, if I was so worried. A couple of others have now made little comments like, don't let him see your lunch, he might lock it up, or we get it, you're special. I'm starting to feel like the weirdo in the office just for protecting my stuff. Am I the asshole for locking up my lunch instead of letting this keep happening?
They hate this man. There's no way. They don't respect this dude at all.
So you're mad that I'm keeping my lunch safe?
Okay, I'm glad it's a mini fridge for all of you
Yeah.
to say that. But oh my god,
In an office of 10 people, your lunch is getting
it's a
stolen so
small
many
pool.
times. That means none of them like you because no one's like sticking up for you or like, hey, they're like,
People have clearly seen it
yeah,
happen.
they're probably all doing it. They're probably taking turns eating his lunch. That's a joke. They're like, it'd be funny. Eat his lunch this time.
I feel like it's probably Dana. She's probably got
It's
it.
100% Dana's
It's
like-
Dana snacking on
Like,
his
I'm kind of
lunch.
been hungry the last week.
Just bring
Locking up
stuff
your
you're
lunch.
okay with losing. Obviously, Dana. What?
That's a
Dana, do you have
roundabouts.
any snacks in the office that you're okay with losing? I'd love to know about
I
that.
actually don't bring anything.
Yeah,
in.
I won't bring my lunch. I'll just take
kinda
your
I
snacks.
just get your food pretty much every day.
Yeah, that's what
Dana-
the top comment said. Not the asshole. Sounds like Dana's hungry now that she doesn't have a free lunch.
I just honestly can't imagine going to work, knowing that food is not yours, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'll just and think, you know, they're gonna notice.
Because first of all, you don't even know if it's good. Second of all, I'm risking my tail. I would be so nervous as I'm like eating this
Yeah,
lunch.
how is they getting away with it?
Like, yeah, I'm like, are you eating it? But you must be eating it early. But again, where you take it? Are you taking it to the bathroom and just scarfing it down, or like, what are you doing?
And this has happened on multiple occasions too, where
He
like
said 5 times.
That's
it's
why like there's
happened.
no respect because I can imagine
They have to
doing.
hate
They
him.
must hate this guy.
they have to hate him. If he's putting it in the group chat and people are like, oh, that
Sucks.
sucks.
For saying nothing
Oh.
Some people are the worst. There's 9
He's
other
the
people
only guy's
here.
lunch getting stolen.
There's 9 other people here. You couldn't be talking about any 9 of those people.
The only way I would accept some people are the worst is if the person who said that has that specific coworker labeled as some people. Some people are the worst. It's like a little side eye. It's like, I know who it is, but why wouldn't you say anything? Dana must be high up or very likable.
He's got to be a bad. OP's got to be a bad guy. If they're stealing his lunch like that,
Yeah, it's just
the only guy's
boring.
lunch they're stealing.
or he's really good at cooking.
Oh,
It doesn't even matter if you're good at cooking. I can't just take someone's lunch if they're good at cooking.
Would you? I don't know if I would have resorted to the mini fridge though. I think I would have resorted to sabotaging my lunch multiple times until it stops getting stolen. Like putting a bunch of like
If you want to catch them
diuretics and stuff.
Oh, that's actually.
I
a
would
good
love that.
idea.
Or like really, really hot sauce. Like making my food really, really hot.
let's see who calls out for the next half of their day.
Oh,
They're just in a meeting and their
Let's see
face is
who gets
entirely
sick.
red.
It's everybody in the office though.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we had
Oh,
a
that would be crazy. That would be.
Everybody's like,
You're like, your boss is like, oh my god.
What do we eat, guys?
We had a crazy lunch.
Yeah, what did you guys eat?
Sorry you missed it. We just went out. Where?
Everybody went out but me. Really, Greg?
Ooh, and then it's like, it's a communal space. It's like, dang, if it's like that food that gets warmed up and you got like a distinctive blend, you're like, I know what that smells like. And it's like,
tuna. Bring tuna.
Bring tuna.
Tuna. Oh my
Bring
God.
that tuna helper. Oh my God. You know what I want to make?
Tuna helper.
I want to make hamburger helper from scratch. You know, with
really
all like
hamburger
you know, because you know how first of
real.
all, sometimes box foods aren't the healthiest, like a lot of sodium.
Yeah.
But
It's terrible for
also
you.
recipes change over time. Like Kraft mac and cheese is not the Kraft mac and cheese that I know and love. When I try it out, I'm like, what is this? This is disgusting.
You sound legitimately disgusting.
I don't eat Kraft mac and cheese
I do
anymore.
say it's different.
It doesn't taste good. It's
Kraft
worse.
is not good.
But
You
I don't
gotta do
think it's bad.
Velveeta.
It's not worth it.
I do have Velveeta. I got Velveeta shells.
It is bad.
Velveeta shells.
Velveeta shells. I love Velveeta shells.
Velveeta for me, the texture. I don't like the
No, get the
on my
Velveeta
tongue.
shell box like Kraft.
Yeah.
That's where it went. That's where
Okay.
the goodness went.
So it's not like
No, they
the
have like
texture of the gooiness
It's
of the
a
Velveeta doesn't
packet.
carry.
It's a packet thing.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
packet.
I might
It's
need
all
to do that
packaged.
then.
They even got the color.
But Kraft, ooh, I think
Kraft did fall off.
it's not good.
Hey, this is editor Madi coming in to say that we have an update from a story that we did last week. Am I overreacting? Boyfriend made plans on my birthday. So if you already listened to that story, I'm about to play it right now for people who might not have. Just skip a little bit ahead. Otherwise, here's that story from last week, and in a moment, you'll hear the update. Okay, my boyfriend, 22 male, and I, 21 female, have been together for almost 3 years.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, yep.
We're planning on moving in together in the near future as he lives with his mom and doesn't go to school after dropping out. For context, he only works on Tuesdays and Fridays, so I know he was free to go out on Sunday, which happened to be my birthday. He knows how important special occasions are to me, such as our birthday and anniversaries. For the first year in our relationship, he was great. He was loving and kind. Last year, we ended up celebrating my birthday late due to the fact that he was tired from work and didn't want to go out, which I let slide. I always try to do the most for his birthdays. I buy him gifts, write him cards, and bake him a cake from scratch. Yesterday afternoon, I texted him, reminding him about the plan later, and this conversation happened, which I'll read in a second. He made plans to go out and party instead of seeing me. He forgot about it even after I had been talking about it all of last week. I spent my 21st birthday alone in my room while he was out, and we haven't texted since. This birthday was particularly special to me because I turned 21. I even bought a new pink dress to wear for him, assuming we were going out to dinner. He is suggesting that we go out and celebrate tomorrow instead, like last year, but to me, it doesn't feel the same. But he's insisting that I apologize for being ungrateful. Am I overreacting? And then there's text. So she said, hey, are we still on for tonight? And he said, wait, what's tonight? And she was like, are you joking? And he's like, bro, what happened? What's happening tonight? Oh my God. And she says, you can't be serious, boyfriend. It's all I've been talking about. And he's like, what the fuck do you want? Stop wasting my time and just tell me.
That's hurtful.
And she said, it's my birthday. I was hoping you would have been a good boyfriend for once and at least take me out to eat at least. And then he responds and he says, happy birthday, LOL, I forgot. And then he responds to her, I was hoping you'd take me out. And he says, that's going to have to wait. I already have plans tonight. And she said, what plans? Over my birthday? You have to be kidding. And then to what plans, he said, going out to party later. I've been really excited for it, so you have to be understanding. And then he said, we can go tomorrow. It's not like it's a big deal. And she said, it's really important to me that we celebrate my birthday on the actual day. You're off work today, so I know you're free. Could you please just take me out? I even bought a new dress. I was really excited. And he said, I'm not actually free. I'm with my friends right now, so I don't appreciate being bothered by you. And like, you're making a big deal out of nothing. Can we just celebrate tomorrow? And then he said to the new dress, well, keep it for when we go. And then she said, all right, then I'd rather just not go at all, but thanks though. And he said, you're being so extra and annoying. And she just said, I just don't understand why you'd rather party than spend my birthday with me. And he was like, yeah, bye. Talk to me when you want to apologize. In my overreacting update, a little update for the people who are wondering, we broke up.
Yeah.
Thank
Good.
God.
He was texting me throughout the day yesterday, but I just did not have the energy to entertain him and text him back. I didn't answer him until almost midnight last night, which is when it happened. I thought long and hard about our conversation and how it would go and how I would be breaking up with him. Clearly, he didn't care very much given the screenshots I've shared above. This is the most difficult thing I've had to do. He was the person I wanted to marry. Thank you, Reddit, for all the help and support. I didn't expect anyone to see this. Much love. And then here are the text messages. I don't understand why you would rather party than spend my birthday with me. And he said, yeah, bye. Talk to me when you want to apologize. And then sometime later, he said, hello, where did you go? And then that was at 11, at 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. He said, answer me. I'm fucking serious. Answer me or else. Like, what is wrong with you? And then 3 hours later, he said, hey, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to me. You know I love you, right? And you love me. So talk to me. I didn't do anything wrong. And then at 11 p.m. that night, so like 3 hours later, 4 hours later, hey, I'm sorry. Can I come over for the night? And she said, no, you can't come over. And then he sent a message of some food maybe. And it just said, what's your opinion about this? He just sent like an Instagram thing. And he's like, so LMAO.
He's spiraling.
This dude's scrambling.
He's spiraling so bad.
So he's just trying to move past it real quick.
Yeah. And so to know you can't come over, he said, why? And then to him laughing about the random Instagram thing, she said, I don't know what's funny. And then she said, I don't want you anywhere near my house. And he said, what does that mean? You can't make me not come. And then he also said, also, why didn't you answer me for almost a day? You're being an asshole. And she said, I'm not. If anything, you are. I'm really upset about the fact that you didn't even celebrate my birthday with me. And you didn't text me until 11 a.m. today. And then he said, yeah, I woke up late. Like I said, I was at a party. I'm here now. So like, can I come over? And she said, I told you I don't want you to come over at all. In fact, I don't want to see you ever again. And he said, you can't do that to me. We've been dating for 3 years. We're made for each other. And she said, I've come to the realization that you aren't treating me the way that I deserve to be treated. This isn't going to work out. And he said, you're a bitch for no reason. We aren't breaking up. I love you too much. I need you in my life. And then she said, there you go again. I'm not meant to be with someone who talks to me this way. And then he said, I love you. And then to the I love you too much, she said, obviously I'm not loved. I'm being used. We're done. And then he said, fuck you. I don't fucking need you. I could find someone better. You're pathetic. And then that's how it ended.
Oh my God. Oh.
Woo. Well, good thing you broke up with him.
Yeah.
I know that guys like this exist, but to just have proof that guys like that actually exist, it's just.
Because that's proof that he's hurt, right?
Oh, it's
the
even
fact
more
that it's done.
Because
he's like Brandon said, he's spiraling.
Yeah.
like when a guy hits on a girl and you get the whole like, she's like, oh, I'm not interested. And like, fuck you, you ain't cute anyway. But it's different to say it 3 years in. I'm like, yeah, you hurt, bro. Like, yeah, I can find someone better, even though, yeah, he's definitely hurt.
Fuck you, you're a bitch. Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Or you're a bitch. We're meant to be together. Like, what are you talking?
We're made for each other.
Are you trying to get back with her? Or like, what are you doing? Like, does he think this is what would work?
You are an imbecile if you think that's how you talk to a woman to get her back, you freaking dodo.
Freaking dodo brain. And when a woman is done, a woman is done.
She's done.
She's done.
She's done. And you're talking to her crazy out of the side of your neck, and she has enough grace to not pop off on you.
Yeah.
Because, me.
Yeah, you.
Honestly, though, do you think that's even more triggering that she didn't feed into any of it for him? You think?
Yeah.
I feel like that's why he like really exploded at the end, because she's not reacting at all.
She's giving him absolutely nothing.
Well, that's why I say when a woman's done, because I've seen this numerous times where like the man does something wrong and then they fight a little bit, but she's always feeding into it. She's always like giving energy to it, and you're like, oh yeah, she's still in this. But as soon as a woman like switches it and they're not giving you any energy at all, you feel it. You're like, oh, I think she's not going to play this little game we've been doing all this time. And he probably said, he's like, oh, dang, she didn't message me. She's not saying anything. Oh no, I really messed up. Maybe I can do the things. He's probably doing the same thing he does this whole time. He's probably done this many times before where he's like, you're just being crazy, you're being bitch. And she's like, oh, and she just falls back in. She's not falling for it this time. And now he's like, oh no.
Oh, yikes, I actually did shit the bed.
I actually did mess this up. But hopefully he can learn from this. It's done, bud.
No, men that talk like this, I mean, unfortunately, I think they're stuck in their ways for life.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you even were able to talk to a woman like that is just...
Yeah.
He's about to go on
You think as a 20-something, though, he can't change? I mean, piece of shit,
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's true. He is early 20s.
He's early 20s. I mean...
Yes, you can.
He can learn from a different woman. Like, he can learn to be better for a different woman. But, yeah. Because I'm like, I feel like early 20s, you might not change, but you also could.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to learn from a man.
I was going to say, at least from this reaction, I don't think this is changing him at all. He's like, oh, she's just a fucking bitch. She wasn't for me. But maybe, hopefully, he has an experience in the future where he could change. But right now, yeah, he sounds like a tool bag.
Yeah, because I was never like this to women, but I know there's mistakes I made where in my early 20s, I'm like, dang, that was all her. Like, that's why it didn't work out. It was her. And then as an older person, I'm like, okay.
Damn, was that me,
I did
actually?
this, and this. Now that makes sense why she would react like that.
Yeah.
But you have no concept of like, oh, I did this to induce this reaction or do this.
Yeah.
So I always think there's a chance. He might be a little bit harder because it's so aggressive and so, yeah.
Because I think I know someone that was, I won't say that egregious, but pretty darn close. And if you really don't know how to learn from your mistakes, it gets masked. It might seem better, but it doesn't really get truly better.
Yeah.
Unless you gotta you really have to deal with it. Because
you have to accept responsibility. That's
you have to own up. Yeah, accept
you
responsibility.
always think it's others.
Know how to assess situations. Where could I have done better? And some people just ain't got that. So it's 50-50 for me. I think he could learn, but at the same time, if he doesn't, it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I agree. Top comment, man, the complete 180 shifts are so terrifying. I'd find it hard to believe this was the first time he'd spoken to you that way, and after 3 years. I don't know how you dealt with it. Congratulations on putting yourself first and not allowing someone to speak to you that way anymore. You said it. He doesn't love you that much if that's how he speaks to you.
True.
Clock it.
Thank you. Thank you, top comment.
Well, it's almost lunchtime, so I better head over to Brandon's to see what he's making from Green Chef. You know, the #1 meal kit for clean eating. Green Chef makes it easy to spend less time in the kitchen and more time enjoying summer. And with their new Heat and Eat meals, enjoy a delicious, wholesome meal in just 3 minutes. With 80+ dietitian-approved weekly meal options, Green Chef makes it easy to find meals that fit your lifestyle. Pick from Mediterranean, gluten-free, plant-based, and heavy protein, even gut and brain health, and calorie-smart choices too. The recipes change every week, and with week-to-week flexibility, you can adjust your plan to match your mood and your schedule. I use this, and you should too. This week in Brandon's kitchen, he made some Caribbean-style mango shrimp, and the critic of the house, Brandon's sister Elise, loved it and even went back for a second plate. Make this summer your healthiest yet with Green Chef. Head to greenchef.com/50CLP and use code 50CLP to get 50% off your first month. Then 20% off for 2 months with free shipping. That's code 50CLP at greenchef.com/50CLP. Thanks to our listeners for supporting this podcast, and thanks to Green Chef for sponsoring this episode. What Brandon's going to ask the audience to put in the comments.
Yes,
what's your question of the week?
I had one. I
Ask the
literally
question.
had one.
I told you to prepare before.
You didn't
Yeah.
write it down.
I told you to prepare
yeah.
before.
Very, very big debate. Apple juice or orange juice in the morning? What are
That's
you
a big
picking?
debate. Who's talking about that?
Because I always lean on orange juice, but sometimes apple juice is delicious.
Never orange juice. It's always apple juice.
Sam, that's
It's
not.
always apple juice.
That's-
Okay,
Yeah,
McDonald's
don't lie.
orange juice though. McDonald's orange
I don't
juice?
drink orange juice, so I don't know about
Fresh
them.
orange juice, fresh squeezed orange juice is delicious, and it
Fresh
sometimes
orange
can
juice?
trump
I'm
apple
not a
juice.
pulp
I like pasteurized.
Okay.
She says, "I know what I want."
I know what I want. I love a pasteurized orange juice.
Okay.
Fresh orange juice. Sometimes I'm like
What's the difference?
You tell us.
the process.
Yeah.
Louis Pasteur.
Fresh orange juice. It's just like this is too real.
There's a little high fructose
Pasta
corn
orange?
syrup in there.
Yeah, I
That's what
need
you're saying.
some high fructose corn syrup.
You need some red 40.
Pasteurization.
or some like
Louis
yellow
Pasteur.
30.
You're like, I need something that's not natural.
I need the unnatural. Yeah, for sure.
He invented it.
For sure. Because the fresh orange juice is just like,
Pasteurization.
I feel like it tastes like orange flavored candy.
Really?
Based.
I love meat based.
I love it.
You know what? For a short amount of time, for a couple months, okay. Claudia's like heavy pro meat, carnivorous. We're off the bone. Rip it off the bone. I was vegetarian for like a few months. You would have thought I killed her. Like me being vegetarian tore her apart. Like she would look at my meals and be like,
Sometimes the way you talk about your guys' relationship makes me laugh because you guys already sound like that old couple where it's like you're just like bothered by things you shouldn't be bothered by. You're like, is it? And then I can imagine you be like, does this have anything to do with you?
that's what I said.
And her being like, I just
But that's
you
actually
look like you're not
worse
getting enough.
to be a meat eater and look at someone just eating veggies and you're like, kill animals and put them on your plate now.
Sometimes I was staring at her meal longingly.
You're like, that does look good.
I had this, tasty salad, but she's sitting there with a double cheeseburger, and I'm like, that does look delicious.
It's like,
Not us talking about meat on this meatless story.
because that's how we carnivores on this podcast.
Meat based.
Husker was like, "Roo, roo." Am I the asshole for bringing a meat-based product to my vegan friend's dinner?
Yeah.
Bringing it? Yeah, that's crazy.
That's kind of wild.
It was a vegan dinner? Or just a
My
vegan friend?
friend's dinner.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
as much as we are meat based, every
could
once in a
not
while you
eat
can
it.
just
It's not going to kill you.
go on a
not eat it.
fast.
Eat before you go.
Eat before you go.
Eat that cheeseburger in the car.
Or just eat there. It could be.
Have a little bag of chicken nuggets in your pocket.
Ooh,
There
chicken
are like
nuggets.
some parts of vegan I can't participate in because I'm allergic to tofu. But
Really?
I'll throw down those cauliflower. Fried cauliflower.
Yeah, give me cauliflower.
Cauliflower
Any
wings.
form of cauliflower I'm in.
Am I the asshole for bringing a meat-based product to my vegan friend's dinner? I, 22 female, was invited to a group dinner hosted by my friend Hannah, 23 female who's vegan.
23 vegan.
In the message, she said, it would be awesome if you could all bring plant-based dishes so everyone can try everything. I didn't think there was a rule. I saw it more as a suggestion.
Oh my gosh.
I'm from Chile and my friends love our food, so I decided to bring empanadas de pino and sopapillas con pebre, which are vegan. I made sure to put a visible tag that showed the vegan and non-vegan food. She didn't try any of the dishes I brought. After that dinner, Hannah looked really upset and later texted me that I was really disrespectful for bringing animal products into her home. I apologized, but I also didn't think it was that big of a deal since I didn't force her to eat it, and I brought food that she could also eat. Also, mind you, we've already eaten non-vegan food there plenty of times, so I would have never guessed it would have been a problem. Am I the asshole? Oh, there's a small update.
Wait, so they said it was a vegan dinner? Or everyone bring vegan
They said it was a
things?
vegan
Yeah.
dinner. Bring a vegan dish.
It would be awesome if you could all bring plant-based dishes so everyone can try everything.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty clear to me. I don't think like you're the biggest asshole for it, but I'm like, yeah, you're the asshole for doing
agree.
this when it's clearly a vegan thing.
Yeah. And it was, I think she tried to justify that whole we've had meat there before, but it's like,
It's not that.
it's not that. And if I'm saying bring this, then bring it or don't bring it. I at least to me, that's how I would have interpreted the it would be awesome if either you bring something vegan or you don't bring something at all.
Yeah, I feel like when I first listened to it or read it, I was thinking that it is kind of wrong. But then when I heard at the end that she had meat there before, I'm like, But maybe if you were confused, like if you didn't know and you're like, I think I'm going to bring 2 dishes, one with meat and one without meat, then maybe text her beforehand of like, hey, so I got this text, but just to clarify, just so this didn't happen, so Hannah didn't get offended and, you know, you don't get like confused or upset when you're like, she didn't even touch any of my food, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess I can understand how she got like confused, but I do think the vegan text would make me believe that I probably shouldn't bring anything with meat in there.
Honestly, is she the biggest, like you said, is she the biggest asshole? No. But is she the asshole in the situation? Yes, I think she is. I think at least for all the vegans that I've met, normally they're very convicted about it. Like they're super serious where this is my lifestyle. I don't want anything to do with, you know, meat or animal product. So that paired with the fact that she's like, yeah, bring plant-based dishes. I don't think I would have bought meat up in that house. Yeah. But I mean, I guess her saving grace is that she at least did make a vegan option. Yeah. But even still, like, if I was a vegan and she did bring like a meat dish, in my mind, I'm thinking, is this really like meat free? Was there no cross contamination happening?
Right.
In that kitchen, because it's not, you know, it's a home kitchen.
Yeah. And some people cook differently. They have different standards.
So and even like, what pans were you cooking? Did you cook this with the same pan that you used to cook meat? So there's like so many things to think about where I would have just
somebody's like, this is really good.
Yeah,
what's in this?
It's delicious. Like they're like
you don't want to know.
You're like,
yeah, that was the beef grease. Yeah, enjoy that.
You're like, this is a mushroom, right? It's mushroom, right?
Yeah, no, it looks mushroom. Like chicken. It's not chicken though. It looks like chicken.
So realistic. It pulls like chicken.
Okay, so I guess edit. Guys, it was not a small dinner with friends. There was over 27 people there. There were over 20 different dishes to choose from, with most of them being vegan. So I guess other people potentially, maybe not a meat dish, but it wasn't vegan, I guess.
Oh.
And then top comment, your vegan friend organizes dinner and requests her friend to bring plant-based dishes so everyone can try everything. You decided to bring a non-vegan dish. You're the asshole. And then somebody else said, let me paint the full picture here. You're a non-native English speaker who received a message saying it would be awesome if, which in many cultures and contexts absolutely reads as a suggestion and not a mandate. You then went above and beyond by making 2 dishes, one vegan and one non-vegan, carefully labeling both. That's more effort than most people would put in. The fact that you've eaten pepperoni pizza and other meat dishes at Hannah's house multiple times before makes this even more understandable. How were you supposed to know the rules suddenly changed? If someone had a no meat in my home policy, that needs to be consistent and clearly communicated, not selectively enforced based on mood. What really seals the deal for me is that you weren't even the only one who brought non-vegan food. 3 other people did the same thing, yet you were the only one publicly called out. And despite bringing a carefully prepared vegan option specifically for her, Hannah didn't even try it. That speaks volumes about this being less about the food and more about something personal. To those saying you should just know not to bring meat to a vegan's house, that only applies when there's an established pattern. OP had an established pattern of meat being acceptable there. The host failed to communicate that this particular event was different. You brought food from your culture to share with friends who loved it. You accommodated everybody with options. You labeled everything clearly, and you even recognized when she got upset. You did everything right. A good host who truly wanted everyone to try everything would have appreciated that you made sure everyone vegan and non-vegan alike had something delicious to enjoy. The real issue here is unclear communication and inconsistent enforcement of preferences. That's on the host, not on you.
Oh, damn.
So 2 different sides.
That was definitely different sides.
Because I was reading the comment and I was like, that one, and then I read that one. I was like, oh, well, I'll read both. So I guess they were reading maybe more of what OP was saying in the comments, because we didn't read that.
Any of that.
She did say that there was multiple people who brought non-vegan dishes.
Yeah, that changes everything.
And I will allow for the fact that like different cultures can respond to different things differently. Not having we can understand things in a certain way because we grew up with a colloquial language that means a certain, we get the vibe of what it is. And people learning English will be like, why'd you say that? And you're like, oh, because I mean this. And you're like, that sounds way different than what you said. So I can understand that. Yeah. That's why I'm like, it's like a little bit of an asshole because I think you bring it was like against the spirit of it. And if you didn't understand, that's fine. You tell them. I think the vegan overreacted. That's why I'm like, you're only a little bit asshole. I think you apologize and then keep it moving. Why has this become a big deal? That's why I'm like, you're only a little bit of an asshole, but you only know what you know.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that other people bought dishes though is where I'm like,
so
okay,
she was the only
was
one that was publicly called out.
I guess from what this comment's saying, because we didn't see those comments where OP responded that way. But if we're gonna take everything that this commenter said,
Right.
Didn't the text, wasn't it text, I thought?
it was apparently text. Yeah, you're right. So maybe not in person, but I thought this person said, you were the only one publicly called out. So maybe I don't know. I don't know what they mean by that then.
Yeah.
Like I get the comment that we just read. I get it, but like I don't know.
You're still on the other side.
Because the only thing that's weird to me is making two dishes. Like that's like you hedging your bet, like in case. I don't know. I don't think it's sinister, but
I don't think it's sinister either. Honestly, I think it was an honest
mistake. Like the last comment said, the part that I can agree with, because I agree with both comments, is it was just a communication issue.
Yeah.
And clearly the host was very offended. And
I feel like even like I definitely get the communication portion of it, because if it is her second language, me and my girl now, like there are some times where I'm like, she says something and I'm like, oh wait, that's actually not what that's not what that means. Even like down to inflection, where you you go up at the end of this word versus going down completely changes the meaning of what you're trying to say. So it's just like little nuances like that where I do get where there could have been just a breakdown in communication. But yeah, I think the vegan big picture, I think it's an overreaction. Like honestly, I could see it being just an honest mistake,
especially when other people did it.
Yeah,
I can remember a friend. It was like probably in my early 20s, and he has a thick Spanish accent from Mexico. And he told another friend, they had a Kit Kat bar, he had it, and she was like, oh my God, can I have some? He said, you can have half. He said you can have half, and she heard you can have half. And she thought because English wasn't primary language, she's like, oh, you can really have it. You can have it. So she ate a whole thing. And he said, what's wrong with you? You can have half. You can have half.
Yeah.
And it just made me think of that because they talked about that for months after that.
How fast did she eat it before she could react?
She didn't even break
one
it.
bite.
I'm like, she didn't even break it apart. She said, I'm like, no, no one says have. No adult says you can have it.
Did she give him a Kit Kat bar?
No, she didn't.
Wow, she
That's
didn't try and make it up like later on.
No.
They weren't that close, huh?
They were like relatively close.
Wow, she just didn't care.
She was a monster, dude. No, she's nice, but also a monster. I would never do that. I would never do it. No.
Even if they
I'd be like, are you sure?
Well, especially with specifically a Kit Kat bar.
Are you sure I can
There's
have half?
no way you're not sharing. You're always breaking it apart.
You're breaking off a piece of that Kit Kat
Like,
bar.
give me a break. That's what I'm like, give me a break. You thought half.
That was good. Write that down.
That's good.
They need to know about this one.
They gotta know about this. We need to get sponsored by that.
Am I the asshole for throwing a cup of cold water on my naked husband?
Whatever turns you on, baby.
You like it, I love it, girl.
Whatever you like it, I love it. Yeah.
Hey.
My husband has been tested for ADHD, but he doesn't have it. He has all kinds of problems that are associated with ADHD, however. He says writing lists and making a schedule, setting alarms, etc., physically painful for him, and he'd rather just deal with occasional emergencies rather than be proactive. The specific problem is he often forgets to push the shower diverter valve down. You know that little rod on the tub faucet that you push down to make the water fill up the tub and pull up to make the water come out of the shower. For nearly 20 fucking years, I've been asking him to push that down. Since I was literally a teenager, I have been asking him to push down that fucking thing. At least twice a month, I have a very unpleasant wake up / cold shower because I turn the water on, I get a cold spray from the shower, and then every fucking time he's apologetic, and then a week or two later, it happens again. He will do better for a while, and then it slips again. He's always telling me that he's working on it, or that he's been better about it lately, but somehow he's always working on it and always improving, but it never fucking stops. Today, I just had it. I stepped into the shower, turned it on, and had a very cold and rude awakening. I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed the cup by the sink and filled it about 3 inches with cold water and walked out to where he was standing naked. He had just taken off his pajamas and was going to take a shower after mine. Without warning, while he was looking down, I held the plastic cup firmly in my hand and grasped it tightly. I jerked that motherfucker in a 45-degree angle to get that cold water all over his torso and face. I told him that his apologies were worth the paper that they were written on. I was tired of listening to him congratulate himself for getting better when I had been asking for 20 years to stop doing this shit. I told him I don't accept his apologies, and the fact that it's an accident does not excuse it. I told him from now on, every time I'm taking a cold shower, so is he, that I refuse to be a second-class citizen in my own home any longer. And if he refuses to make changes to treat me better, I will instead make changes to treat him worse, because I will not tolerate this any longer. I'm going to continue the surprise throw a cold cup on him every time I get a cold shower. I'm tired of asking / begging for basic respect and not getting it, with the implication that I have to put up with this forever. So Reddit, I know I probably am an asshole, but am I a justified asshole? And then there's a few edits.
She's not playing.
She's had it up to here.
She's sick.
When you've been in a relationship for long periods of time, it's these little things that get you, and it adds up. And I told you time after time, I have to deal with this. So I'm not against it. I do think you're a justified asshole in this situation. I think 20 years, because not a lot of us have that same excuse. We were like, dang, this happened 5 times in a row. And we're like, I've had it up to here. Dealing with something for 20 years?
That's a long time.
20 years? I have to do something.
I'm fed up.
I'm surprised you made it 10.
Yeah.
2 years.
5.
20 years in.
And you've asked nicely time and time and time again.
And I'm like, we're married, so we're in this together. That's what I'm telling you. Through like, I experienced, you experienced it too. This is me joining our relationship together. Maybe that ADHD, non-ADHD that he has, he'll get it together. Something will remind him. He'll remember that cold shower, and maybe he'll turn the heat on.
The negative reinforcement.
Yeah, because positive ain't worked.
It hasn't worked. Well, you know what? It's so funny because I kind of have this, me and Claudia kind of have this thing right now where oh my God, she has the worst habit of we're on FaceTime and we say bye and we're like, okay, yeah, I'll talk to you later. Love you too, bye. And as soon as you say bye, she has another thing to say, but we said bye, so I hung up. So like, she's like, we say bye, and then she goes to say something else, and then
by the way,
boop, boop, boop. Oh my, I'm like, babe, why do you keep saying things after we've already said bye? I keep hanging up on you, thinking the conversation's done. And you're like, oh wait, drives me up the freaking wall. And I said, and one day I finally put my foot down. And I said, you do it again. Every time you do it, I need $2 from you. She hasn't done that shit since. Not even one time. So I'm like,
you're the asshole for that because you didn't make it to 20 years. You got to get to 20 before you
I got to make it to 20.
You got to make it to 20 before you throw it up there.
She nipped it in the bud. No, it's just good.
No,
you got to suffer through that.
How quickly she learned after I said that.
Oh, suddenly nothing's happening after the bye.
You don't have anything to say after we say bye.
Suddenly the bye's the end.
Silly goodbye meant goodbye. Wow. That's interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
I couldn't help myself before, but now the bye.
I feel like I'm justified though. We've been together 7 years.
Yeah, that's a good amount of time.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I do think 20 is way too long for getting cold showers all the no.
Let's hear it for SJ. Yeah.
Let's go to relationship counselor right there.
You're right. Part time.
Everyone's in the comments like, I'm going to start blackmailing my partner for money.
Extortion.
Yeah.
So SJ told me to do this. It's like written on the Reddit.
And it worked for her.
It worked for
me.
her, so I guess it'll be me.
But it did. It worked swiftly.
Yeah, she broke up with me.
I just hate cold water too. That's the other thing. So I'm like, oh, that sucks. But it's like, I mean, he's doing it to her. But also, do you guys get in the shower and turn it on?
You know what? That's a good point you're making.
I've never done that.
I've never done that.
I'm telling you, after 2 days, I'm stepping outside the shower and turning it on. Well, actually, that's what I do. I turn on the shower, I let it heat up a little bit, and then I get in.
That's what I do.
That's what I do. Yeah. I thought that was a normal thing.
Yeah, I still got clothes on when I'm turning the shower and with my clothes on, and then I'm taking things
I still got business to handle. I turn on that shower and let it.
Do they maybe have 2 main bathrooms that they could use where it's like, if you're like, hey, so you don't get to use this bathroom that's maybe connected to the main bedroom until you turn this thing off. You've done this for too many times. This is now my bathroom. You have your bathroom. You can keep your little thing up as long as you want.
Oh, I thought that was
my thing's
at
turned
the water
off.
Heater level though. Like they had to turn a switch at the water heater to heat the whole house, but it is just for the bathroom.
I thought it was just for the bathroom.
It's the thing in like your water spout that comes out and you pull it up and it plugs the tub.
The thing you pull to start the shower?
Yeah.
No, well, I guess
or instead of it coming out of the faucet to like fill the bath,
you pull
for it to
up
go to the shower head, you pull up the thing.
So why does
right?
it have to do with it being cold or hot?
Because he keeps it plugged. So like that cold water, that water that
so
was
instead of it coming out
warm,
originally through if he would have hit it, it would come out at the bottom cold.
Yeah.
But it's at the top.
Oh.
And so it's like spraying her head or
the
something as she's like turning it on.
Spray is cold.
But truly, I feel like the easiest fix for this is for her to turn the water on.
Actually, now that kind of
and then just like wait 2 seconds.
I wasn't fully understanding that.
Yeah.
It's literally just the initial spray. It's cold and she's
getting hit every time.
But
she doesn't realize.
If you're conditioned to know my husband does this, to me, I'm changing my routine. Because I know, I know it's going to be cold. He says that he's working on it. Yeah, he's always working on it. But it's always cold. So for me, I'm going to wait. I'm going to let it go while I'm out of the shower.
And the story, so I guess that does change it for me.
Oh.
Because in my head, it was like, they had like one of those old fashioned water heaters that's not automatically doing it. So you have to like do something at the water heater to make sure water's heated for the rest of the day, which some people have. And I thought he was like forgetting to do that. So it's like a whole long process because you usually got to do it the night before. But if it's literally just that initial cold water spray and you just got to wait, because I have that at my house. If no one in the day did anything with water, it's always cold in the morning and you got to, it is a simple fix to just turn on the water and let it run and then get in.
And
we all talk about how we do that all the time. That's not.
Yeah.
And I know it's like one of those things where I feel like low-key pride could get in the way.
Why'd you grip the belt like that?
Because
He's got those grippers.
Because I feel like
y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Dang it. Yeah. I guess pride could kind of get in the way. And it's like, well, I shouldn't have to change this. Like it should be a simple fix.
Oh yeah.
And thank you. You kind of like, which I mean, I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. It just happens. It's just a part of the human experience. You don't want to change something that seems simple, but after 20 years, I think something's got to give. If it's not him, I don't know.
Yeah, because that was my thing of like 20 years. That would frustrate the crap out of me. Like you're saying, it's those little issues that add up over time. But it's like, I honestly think I could imagine having this fight with Brandon of like, if you cared about me, you would have stopped that crap a long time ago. But also, I get where you guys are coming from of like, okay, adapt. If he's not going to change, which that is really annoying, make sure that you're not like move. Like, don't get in the shower before that stuff happens.
Well, I do think there's like, because everyone's different in a relationship, there's always going to be things where you're like, I'm annoyed by what that person does. And there's like a certain extent to like, I'm just going to deal with it, or I say something because it is actually affecting me that bad. And I do think there is terms of respect in some of those things. Mm-hmm. But when the solution is, if it is that easy of like letting it run, that's just something you change to be with this person. Like, you know he's having trouble and you don't think it's malicious. He is just forgetting, even if he doesn't have a medical thing behind it. If he's generally forgetting, that's my husband, that's the thing. And I think some people think, oh, your partner should do everything to accommodate you. I think they should do as much as they can, but they can't do everything. I don't think there's any relationship where everyone's perfect doing everything for each other.
Yeah.
I also don't, I don't think that's accommodating when it's like, I see this issue a little bit as like the toilet seat issue.
Yeah.
Like, for me, if the toilet seat is down when you come into the bathroom, don't leave it up when you leave. Because I understand, like, for a long time, I think I was on the unfair side of like, just put the toilet seat back down. But it's like, no, put the toilet seat cover back down when you flush, because also that crap just goes everywhere in the air. So when you flush, when I flush, we're leaving it the same. So for her to be like, I hit it down when I'm done with the shower, I don't think it's necessarily as egregious because you don't take a shower as many times as you go to the bathroom. But I think it is like one of those little things where it can become frustrating of just leave it as you came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also don't understand like that forgetfulness that happens with people that might have like ADHD tendencies or something.
I don't know, because I do feel that, and I grew up with women, so the toilet seat was like a thing that was ingrained in me almost, because I would do it and they would get mad at me. So it's just like now a habit of mine. Mm-hmm. And you would hope after 100 years, after 20 years, he would understand that same habit. But I still think we all do things that annoy people, and some things can be fixed, and some things you can just paper over it, at least in a long-term relationship. I don't know.
I do agree that it's a struggle for me to think that this is actually like a big enough reason to get a divorce. After 20 years,
to me,
it's
that
like,
would be crazy.
Yeah, because it's like, I get it. It's like after 20 years, like, what am I going to do? I'm going to freak out. But it's like, if everything else is going well for the most part, and you guys like your relationship, it's just this one thing. It's like, that's where I'm like, you do need to figure out a solution other than breaking up, because I think you're just frustrated.
And
but I also don't think,
she?
Realistically, I don't think spraying water in his face every single time he does it is like a good thing.
I don't think that it'd be healthy in the long term. Especially like if you catch it on a bad day.
Oh, catch me on a bad. Oh,
and then pour water in my face.
When that tag on the back of my neck is just rubbing, on that certain spot, and you're just like, and then you splash water.
Yeah, but then it made me think about a story we had like a long time ago, and the guy kept tightening all the jars.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I was like thinking, man, it feels like the same, like it's like a small inconvenience, but I think the difference was when she caught him tightening the jars just because, and it was like, oh, that's malicious. And this, he's like genuinely like, I'm trying, it's not working. So there's no malicious intent behind it. But yeah, like after 20 years too, though.
I would understand her frustration, though, for him to be like, I'm doing a good job, though. It's like, no, you're not. Stop telling me you're doing a good job.
He said, hey.
He's like, 2 days in a row. Ow! Patty.
That owl was crazy.
No, that would send me over the edge. Be like, doing a good job.
But then I think you hear about couples who've been together for a long time, and I feel like a lot of the reason I've hear, or a big reason of why they stay together is like assuming positive intent of their partner, not assuming the worst. That helps a lot in situations where if you assume negative intent, you'll figure out ways to be like, this dude's doing this. If you just assume positive intent, it changes your perspective and kind of makes it lighter, and you can find solutions or maybe work through it.
Right.
But over 20 years, if you just keep it pent up and like it just gets more and more negative, and like,
where I think that's where she's at, because the way in which she's talking about the frustration, it seems like built, like there's like a foundation, like
it's not just one incident.
This is festered.
This is festered for so long, and it's almost like even though she's brought it up, it seems like they haven't really talked about it, like how it makes her feel. So like she's writing this in the story, I'm like,
I can feel it right now.
I can feel how angry.
And I took out like half of the F-bombs. There was more. I cut out.
Oh my
like
gosh. Yeah. So like here,
but this is a good way of letting him feel how she feels.
Yeah.
So maybe one time this isn't a bad thing. Like SJ saying, hey, you got to pay me $2. Maybe this is the turning point. He's like, whoa.
She's like literally Pavlov training him.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's an update to this?
He's going to get sick of feeling that.
There's some edits. So edit to add, answering some questions that everyone's asking. Why don't I just check myself? Why do I expect him to leave it the way I want it left? Answer, I don't expect him to leave it the way I want it. I expect him to leave it the way things were found. When he walks into the bathroom, it's pushed down. That's how I leave it, so he doesn't get blasted with cold water. But he doesn't leave things the way he found them. Instead, he often leaves the last 10 or 20% of a task for me to clean up for him. Why don't I leave it the way I found it? Why don't you leave it up if he leaves it up? If I left things the way I found them, I would live in a sty. I would also spend a great deal of energy making things messier, as I would literally be cleaning up to make work for myself, and then undoing the work to put things back as a mess. Next question, explain your shower to me. Why are you getting in before the water's warm? And then somebody in the comments responded, folks, you're misunderstanding her situation. She leans in to turn the water on, expecting it to come out of the spigot. Instead, the shower mode is still in place and the water sprays out of the shower and onto her head. It's completely rude of the husband to not switch the water flow back to the spigot when he finished showering. That's just basic etiquette.
Okay, wait. Honestly, that kind of makes it a little bit worse.
So she's leaning in. She's not even in. She's leaning in to turn it on. And then it...
But she can see it, right?
Yeah. Why would you pop it? Yeah.
No, that's like worse.
No,
like,
that's she sound like the asshole. For real.
I've seen it where I just know, I'm like, that's weird. I hit it down. That's not...
Now, okay, okay.
First of all, I'm not gonna lie, it is weird to not put it down.
It is.
As a thing, like I get that. Because
it's easy to be forgotten, I will say.
It is because actually I think mine just falls down. I don't hit it. I just turn it off and it falls down.
Wait, guys,
there's a comment about that.
I have a confession to make.
You've never put it.
You've always put it up, but you never put it down.
I'll leave it up.
Actually, no, yeah, mine doesn't. The shower just turns on every time. I never do that.
I don't have a tub. It's just a shower.
He's like, I don't have to worry about that.
It's a half bath, so I just turn on the shower.
He said, I don't have a tub. I was like, I felt sad. Like, what?
You'll never get to soap.
You never get to be in a tub.
I don't only because I use my shower, like I don't ever really take baths unless I'm like super sore and doing like an Epsom salt or something. I don't ever really take bath. I'm always taking showers, so I don't get in before the shower.
Your hand goes in, you turn
right,
it.
And
it doesn't touch the water goes.
I don't get wet. I've done it for over a decade at this point. I've never gotten wet. So this girl,
that changed it for me.
That completely changed
it.
It's not just the shower. I didn't want to allude to that because I feel like I allude to that a lot of times, and it's like, oh yeah, it could be a deeper issue. It's not just a shower for her. So, I mean, the shower is the thing that's causing her to realize probably that
over the top.
It's everything. She said, if I do everything like that, then
Her house would be a
Her
sty.
house would be a sty. So it's not that the shower's not the issue. It's her actual lifestyle.
This is the final straw.
He does this everywhere.
Like
Yeah.
he
does this
just
everywhere.
added up. This is the final straw. It's
Yeah.
this little thing that tipped it over.
So honestly, even her throwing the water is probably just pointless because it's not just okay, you fix the shower. He does it.
You're still gonna be mad about all the other things.
Everything else.
doing.
It's going to be everything else. The shower is just what you see.
Yeah.
You don't realize that you're actually filling in the gaps for a lot of other things. So, and I don't know what to do with that. I wouldn't say throw out the divorce word, but
Well, honestly, I think it's a matter of kind of like what Sam mentioned of like, what are you willing to live with?
and she's not willing
Because
to
your
live-
life probably would be a lot easier if you were on your own.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have to be doing all these tasks to clean up after somebody else. And it's like, is that something you're willing to, like, you want over everything else that the
Right.
relationship? It's fair either way. I understand either way, because cleaning up after somebody all the time is very frustrating, especially where they're an adult person and you've been telling them to do it for 20 years.
Yeah.
That for a lot of people would be enough to be like, okay, yeah, I don't think I could do this anymore. Because again, it's not just the shower thing, like Brandon said.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That was a good point.
Multiple comments here. I'll read this one because that's about the plumbing. Right. I get that you're the asshole and not the asshole opinions, and I say you have a plumbing issue. Have you lived in this house 20 years? A shower diverter valve down automatically should drop after you cut off the shower. You could replace the thing. After 20 years, it's probably time to call a plumber.
They're trying to solve your problem.
I'd also get a counselor because this was your example. I bet there are more issues that need to be better. And then somebody else said, everyone sucks here. This is not about the shower. This is about this level of deep, ugly frustration you're feeling about your husband in general. Throwing water on him every time this happens is going to solve exactly nothing. But it sounds like it's a release valve for an ongoing sense of unfairness in the way that he makes more work for you in so many aspects of life. This is not sustainable. You're moving towards a level of contempt that is the death of relationships. Maybe he doesn't have ADHD, but he either has something in his brain chemistry that could be medicated or he literally doesn't care. You guys need to have some serious discussions and probably go to counseling.
Yeah. I agree with
Yeah.
that. I mean, what a whirlwind. I fully turned.
I agree with that.
I was like, definitely throw it. It's a good idea. This is a good thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, therapy probably is.
Maybe you go therapy. A few sessions never hurt nobody.
And now I do realize my routine. I do pull it up and then turn it. I do that. every
Turn
time.
it where?
Turn it on. I pull the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
and then I turn it on and the shower goes.
Yeah.
And then it falls.
Yeah.
So you
It does fall.
you
every
started
time I
off
turn
in
it
the shower.
No.
You started off in shower mode, or you started off in?
Yeah, I pull it up to turn to shower mode and then turn it.
Mine
Because it
doesn't
naturally
fall.
falls.
Yeah, it naturally falls when you turn off the water.
Mine doesn't naturally fall.
I don't think mine falls either. I
Mine
think,
does
like what
fall.
he's saying, it might be a plumbing issue because
I
I
don't
don't think
even
it's
know.
ever been
Well, I don't
replaced.
have mine. You pull the bottom of the faucet. It's like a. I don't know
That's
how that
not
works.
bougie.
You pull it and then it's shower mode and it goes back up when the shower turns off.
Oh, yeah, that's bougie.
Am I the asshole for not letting my niece near my daughter's cake?
Nope.
Is she big backing? Is she big backing?
Big back, big back.
If she's big backing, you have to take the necessary precautions. You do.
You got to protect it.
Otherwise, the cake will be gone.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to gatekeep.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I
it
agree.
calls for it. Does that make you an asshole? No.
No.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Okay, so my 26 female husbands, 30 male family is really the only family we have. We celebrate holidays, birthdays with only them. My niece, almost 3, is the daughter to a sister. She was the first grandchild until my daughter came along, 1. Last week was my daughter's birthday, and I refused to let my niece near her cake. Background, my niece is the center of attention for every event. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, Easter. She makes everyone sing happy birthday to her whenever it's time to dessert. Even for other people's birthdays, she has to sit in their lap and have happy birthday sung to her with her name in place of whoever's birthday it is. And she needs to blow out the candles on their cake. I just don't want to teach my daughter to do that. I don't want others to do it to her. Mind you, yes, I judge silently in my head, but I've never said anything to her or her mom. Last week was my daughter's first birthday, and it was time for the cake. I was sitting with my daughter in my lap, and my niece confidently comes over to take her place in front of the cake. I had previously told my husband to not let her do this, as I wanted my daughter to have her moment, and also for photos and videos, etc. So my husband picks her up and moves her away to her mom and said she's not going near the cake. My niece starts screaming and wouldn't let anyone sing happy birthday as she was wailing and crying. Everyone was telling me and my husband to just let her stand in the front of the cake. What's the big deal? Or to let her blow out the candle, but we refused. My mother-in-law ended up taking my niece outside so we could sing happy birthday and get it over with. Everyone in the family said we were being ridiculous for that, and it's not that serious. I agree it's not that serious. I don't care what my sister-in-law does with her kids and how she parents, but I do feel in this situation it was also my parenting style that would be compromised. I grew up with others blowing out my candles growing up, and honestly, it felt like it took away from my special day. Might be stupid, but I want to make sure my daughter knows her day is for her, and her moments are special for her. I know she's one, but I still think it's better to start from the beginning to set up for future birthdays. Anyway, I don't regret my decision, but am I the asshole?
Not at all.
I don't think so either.
Because I honestly would do the exact same thing.
There comes a time when you need to teach
kid.
niece, and it happened to be that day.
It happened to be that day.
It's frustrating that the parents can't understand that, and they're like, just kind of let it happen. It's like, no, listen, she was the only grandchild for a while. I understand. She has her place with like being the coveted oldest grandchild, but also specifically on this day, you are not going to stand in front of the cake and be like, it's my birthday.
Yeah, I think these are just like fundamental lessons. Like, just to teach a child, this actually isn't your time right now. It's somebody else's time. When it's your birthday, obviously, you know, we'll do the same thing for you, but it's someone else's time right now. Let's give them the opportunity to celebrate their own day. You have your own day. Now we get the opportunity to celebrate someone on their day, like people do for you. Just
because would you want somebody blowing out your candles?
No.
Right.
Okay, so
obviously the child is 3, so you would have to tailor that lesson to for a 3-year-old child. But I think that is a very valid, the same thing concept with sharing. It's essentially the same exact concept. I think it's, as a parent, allowing your child to do that and them not being able to be like, having the child not be able to be in front of the cake and they have this big, massive meltdown and you not do what you need to do as a parent to correct that, I think that's a failure on the parent's part.
Yeah.
Because socially, I think any parent would believe that isn't really right. I feel like they would have a problem with that if someone else's kid did that to their child on their birthday.
Yeah. Because it's different. The 3-year-old's doing it to like adult parties. Like it's their cake. It's not another kid.
Yeah.
The adults can be like, I don't care that much about this kid blowing out. It's not a big deal, but it's different when you're doing it to another child.
Yeah. Also, honestly, the adults might be like, well, dang, I kind of wanted to blow my candle out, but I'm not going to be like, hey, little kid, I guess, little niece.
Especially if the parents not, the mom and dad are like
disengaged. And
like not doing
she does that. Just let her stand in front
They're
of her.
passive.
She'll be fine.
Also, the fact that the mother-in-law had to be the one to grab the baby and take her out of the room, like neither parents would be like to take their own child and separate them and be like, oh, sorry, we're ruining your moment.
I totally agree with everything SJ said. Like, I get this is the perfect time to parent your kid. Don't just let your kid go off and do whatever they want. But I think this is the one instance where I'm in the dreaded family category where I'm like, just let the 3-year-old blow out the 1-year-old kid.
Because the baby's 1?
Yeah, 1. They don't understand or know what their birthday party is. They're just there. I would have been like, just let it happen. But I do think being a good parent is, in uncomfortable situations, taking those things and giving them lessons to learn. But I would have been like, we're at a 1-year-old's birthday party. Just go.
I feel like it's like a matter of principle.
Yeah.
And it's more the lesson for the 3-year-old, not the lesson for the 1-year-old. So I get why you're saying that, but I think it's like, well, I guess you're going to start today.
Yeah. And I think
with my trauma. Baby.
OP has a little trauma. Apparently their cake got blown out all the time. Like,
yeah, so OP's like, I don't care if she's 2 months old.
Yeah, that bumbled up. Like, I had a lot of cakes. I'm like, how many people blew out your cake? That's actually crazy.
She's like, actually, I was a part of 16 kids and counting, and they all blew out a candle.
Every cake I never got to blow. I've never blown out a candle on a cake, ever.
She's like, I blew out my candle, and they're like, okay, light it again.
That doesn't count.
No.
They intentionally
Now
buy
Jimmy
the
go.
magic candles.
Okay, now Kathy, light it again before it gets bad and the wax is gone. Now Michael, because he has the aspiration. You got like one kid like spitting on your cake. So no, I don't know. I definitely the trauma, and then probably just like, listen, kid, you should have stopped a while ago, and your parents are not going to do that. So I guess I got to be the bad guy.
I'm all for good parenting, but I would have been lazy in this situation, just from the number of. I've been to a couple first birthdays.
This
means nothing. This is for us.
If I'm a parent and it's my child's first birthday, don't let it be my first child's first
kid?
birthday. My first child's first birthday. Get to the back.
You throwing that cake.
Get to the back immediately. My child needs to at least attempt 1-year-old to blow out her candle.
She's like,
she just stares at it.
She just grabs it.
And grabs it.
You get over it.
And then you find she's a Human Torch. She like grabs a flame and she controls it.
It's Jack.
She starts playing and juggling. You're like, whoa! She throws it at the 3-year-old.
Claudia's like, oh, that's why you named him that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Top comment, not the asshole. My sister always got to blow out my candles. I cut my whole family off when they all pitched in and bought her a new car on my birthday. Brand new. Nobody wished me a happy birthday yet, and they had been weirdly silent on me for a couple of weeks, so I was low-key expecting some sort of birthday surprise when my sister posted on social media photos with her new car and how grateful she was to her family members for buying her first ever new car. She's been through dozens of used cars. I know it's not about material things, but I'm trying not to cry typing this out. And this happened years ago. Anyway, my point is, you're not the asshole, and thank you for standing your ground.
See, that's real trauma, Sam.
Two people with
This
real trauma.
Yeah,
that
but I'm like, I
fest.
feel like we've had stories where I'm like, yeah, there's definitely a favorite child, and the parents never admit it, but it's in every one of their actions that this is happening.
Yeah.
I get that trauma. Like that sucks. You're like, you're literally supposed to love me and treat me equal. Like I came from you and you just choose this person over me. Mm-hmm. That sucks. I feel that.
Were you going to say something, Brandon?
No, I mean, I disagree with what everybody else says. The only thing I would add is probably, I kind of what SJ was saying, but if I saw my 3-year-old acting out like that, I would be concerned. Like, okay, it is me. I need to figure this out. I don't know. At least moments like that, because I totally get Sam's like, it's the first birthday, but also SJ's like, what if it's my first birthday?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I agree more with SJ though.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Because
just
the terrible 2s are over, so you ain't got that excuse to
You can't rely on
It's
that.
not the terrible 3s, right?
I mean, I think it's just like a phase. Like it starts at 2 and then
Oh, it keeps going?
keeps going.
To 16.
Then tapers off. Then it's the Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
All right, last story.
Oh,
Oh, wrong button.
she's on. What's
I
going on?
just
She's been doing so good today.
tiptoeing across the board.
She's having a stroke right
Tiptoeing in my
now.
Jordan. All right,
What's that Miley Cyrus song?
that one.
That's how it starts? Tiptoeing.
No,
No.
that's Riff Raff.
Oh.
Oh,
The sneaker, the Jordan.
Jay's on my feet.
Jason.
J's on my feet.
You know it.
J's on my feet.
You know it.
J's on my feet.
Yeah.
So get like me.
Okay, am I the asshole for saying I don't want to be my friend's fat bridesmaid aesthetic?
That's kind of. I know. I get it. No, I get that. I 1000% get that.
Yeah.
I totally
Is that a thing?
understand that. Yes, girl groups. They can be, the politics in them can be really kind of spooky.
Girl groups sometimes have an ugly friend
Yeah.
that they let in the group to make all the other girls look pretty.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Like they talked about that in movies, but I feel like a lot of girl groups were like, no, that was real.
No,
It's
that's
a real
actual.
thing.
That's serious.
Same
What-
with fat
What's
people.
that? The Duff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which also The girl in the Duff is pretty.
She's beautiful.
Isn't it Hillary Duff?
That's so crazy.
No, it was a different movie. But yeah.
Because
What's Duff?
in guy groups,
Dumb, ugly,
fat friend.
So you're like, you're the Duff.
Yeah.
But she ends up getting the hot guy, of course. She ends up getting the hottest guy in the school.
Because she's hot too.
that's
Because she is hot.
Yeah.
And she's funny. And she has a personality.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you don't hang out in a lot of guy groups, right?
No.
Whenever the guy group has an ugly friend, we always just hype. At least from my experience, we always just hype them up. Like,
I think you have a wholesome friend group. You don't have like a
Your
D-bag
little
friend
ugly
group.
No,
but
I've
I feel
seen
like
it.
that's a joke too. Like,
I was just about to say that.
yeah, he cute. You look, and bro's over there just like
He's like,
he's not like that. He's just like, yeah, bro, you got a nice one.
I've seen that happen in real time, and it's just like,
Well,
and most of the time the friend is naive and they
Yeah.
believe it, and it's just, oh my god, watching that in real time, it's just like, bro, get new
well,
friends.
do women do like, they will never say you're the ugly friend. They'll never like, but they're just things they do that
Thankfully-
enforce a hierarchy with it.
I don't think I've really
Oh, okay.
experienced it personally.
I have never experienced it, but I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Like you're just watching it, and normally they don't catch on until much later, and then they're like, "Why didn't anybody tell me?" And it's like, "Girl, how would anybody tell you?"
How would anybody tell? I'm sorry.
Am I the asshole for saying I don't want to be my friend's fat bridesmaid aesthetic? I, 29 female, have a friend, 30 female, who's getting married in October. We've been close since college, but lately it feels like I'm just an aesthetic filler to her. She picked her bridal party dresses without asking for input, and they're tight, like Skims meeting sausage casing tight. I'm a size 16. The other girls are size 2 through 6. I asked if there was other options, and she laughed and said, no. I love how it looks with all the different body types, like it's giving real woman.
Oh no.
Excuse me? I asked her straight up if she wanted me there just as some token diversity of size, and she got quiet. And then it hits me with the, you're so confident though, that's why I wanted you in. Which is honestly coded for, you make me look better. I told her I'm not comfortable being someone's walking body positivity prop, and maybe she could get one of her influencer friends instead. She cried, told me I was ruining her vision, and now the group chat is weirdly quiet. My boyfriend thinks I should just suck it up for the day, but I'm tired of pretending shit doesn't bother me when it clearly does. Am I the asshole for saying I don't want to be a part of her Pinterest fantasy?
No.
No, she's insensitive AF. That's crazy. You're just so confident.
So that's why you'll be in your wedding? I thought we were close.
That has to be a bridezilla to even think you have the audacity to say that.
She's trying to make a Dove commercial.
Yeah.
And then you're ruining my
vision.
My vision.
That's
what does that mean?
The
I'd be
way
like,
I
hey, you're my friend. I
Oh,
want you to
no.
be in my way. Like, that's a reason. What are you talking about?
Oh,
My
no.
vision
the way I've never thought about like what body types would be in my wedding. I'm just like thinking about what
Right.
friends I would pick
Yeah.
to be in the wedding, and do I have enough really close friends to fit? You know?
Exactly.
Never. This has
That's
never
how you
crossed my
should pick
mind.
'em. That's how you should pick them, I think.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
People I care about and I want to share this
Yeah.
moment with. Yeah.
like this story, I'm like this. Yeah, I think that's the reason why, like we talked about earlier, I was not in these friend groups, so this isn't even something like a way that I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy. I am happy, like you said, that OP has some, what was the word, where she can see what's happening.
Perspective, awareness.
She has some
Yeah,
awareness
she
of what's
does.
happening, and
Yeah.
it sounds like she's gonna maybe take a step back from the group
I
because
hope
that
she
was
does.
hurtful.
She does not need to be in that wedding. I wouldn't, because she just made it really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if I was to have friends of different sizes in a wedding, why wouldn't they come with me to maybe help pick the bridesmaid dresses, or
Literally.
find a size that they're comfortable in?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's insensitive. It's insensitive and very tone deaf.
But I'm like, if you're a bunch of sizes 2 to 6, where you may not have had to deal with the same dressing issues as people in bigger sizes. You're just like, just wear it. I can wear anything. They're like, clothes are made for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't think about other people and just insensitive all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. They might not even realize I think they realize what they're saying is like, you're like so confident though. It's like, confident for what? Like confident that my body is bigger?
Yeah.
So what do you mean? Like,
because to me, hearing that, it's just like saying to a black person, like, you're one of the good ones, and I would just like to have you out there. You're like,
Someone said that to me before, and it's like nails on a freaking chalk. And it's like, you look at them, and it's just like, oh.
so you don't see me as a person. I'm just this object to you to fill out your thing. Yeah, okay.
We will never have the same relationship ever again. I mean, you just watch a relationship die in real time because you're just like, oh, so it's over.
Yeah.
It's actually over.
yeah. Well, especially something like that, or even this, it's like, I thought you saw me differently.
As a human.
Yeah.
As a human.
As a human.
Mm-hmm.
As your friend.
As a friend.
But no, I'm just your fat friend. And I'm good because I have a fat friend. That makes me a better person. I deem you're worthy to spend time with.
I don't have any
and I love her
problems
because she's
with fat
confident.
people.
Yeah.
I don't have any problems with fat people. I have a fat best friend.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what this
Yep.
is.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's fat. It's like, okay, girl.
I was like, what did it? You know, I've been trying to lose weight.
She's like really skinny.
Yeah,
I thought I was average.
She's a size 7. She's like, yeah, my mom's huge.
She's a whale. I still love her.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
just don't want to take pictures with her, but
never seen with her.
You're like young and like you look good. Like I think you wear like the baggy clothes really well. And yeah, I just like
Your confidence really carries you.
it like totally carries. So
That's
like
crazy.
Yeah.
So like
I don't even
It
see
kinda
you as
makes up
fat.
for
Like
it.
I don't really see like size.
yeah.
I don't see size.
I mean I do, but I don't. Right?
I mean,
And
I
I am
see all
smaller than
16
you.
of
I'm
yours,
smaller
but you
than
know,
you.
I love you as a friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Top comment. Not the asshole. When you said you didn't want to be a bridesmaid, she said, "You're ruining my vision." She didn't say, "You're one of my best friends and I want you to be by my side when I'm married," or "Our friendship is really special and it won't be the same without you." She pretty much confirmed you're a bridesmaid because of how you look. There's no reason you should feel bad about dropping out. She can hire someone to take your place who fits her vision.
I'm like, are you my friend or not? How are you talking to me? That live stream was sure great.
Yeah.
That live stream was crazy.
It was the wildest
Did it not
thing.
happen? Is that why you guys are saying that?
It
No,
did.
it already
It definitely
happened.
It just
happened.
happened.
That's like you were there. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Remember you were there. You were the
Oh,
surprise.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh my
Actually
god.
breaks the immersion of it. He's
Said,
like,
yeah, we're totally not filming this before the live stream happens because
Yeah.
we know it's going to be great.
yeah.
And they're going to be
Obviously.
so happy to see you.
It was good. It was fun. I had the time of my life.
Good. I'm glad.
How did you feel about being over at Brandon's again, just like we did at the Bachelor?
It was good to be back. It had been a minute since I've been over.
Guys, believe us. We filmed this after.
And this is why SJ's a professional.
Okay, no more questions.
Yeah.
I'm trying to dust off the cobwebs, guys.
Okay, Sadia. Not even thanks for joining us, Sadia.
Welcome home.
Sadia's a part of the team.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed.
SJ. Comfort level. Has SJ, yeah.
Ow.
Comfort level.
Okay.
Has SJ,
Yeah.
Comfort level. It's SJ time now.
All right now.
All right.
All right now.
So thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Comfort Level Podcast. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you need something else to watch, go ahead and watch that 5-hour live stream that we did with all of us.
Please.
And 10 subscribers that we totally already did. Believe us.
Believe
all right,
it.
guys. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Just hit the like and subscribe.
like.
Just for that.
Subscribe.